I also appreciate everybody joining us here today. So thank you for the introduction. What is a SuperOps.ai? Probably the first thing a lot of you are asking because we just launched in January at the seven-figure MSP event, and it's been a great journey so far. SuperOps.ai is a unified PSA RMM. It includes IT documentation and project management. Pretty straightforward. Since you know the standard functions of a PSA and RMM, there's no slides or demo today. I'm going to do something a little different. Being the new guy, I'm going to take the risk. This could go horribly wrong or great. We'll see. It's up to you guys. You get to vote at the end. But what I want to do today is I want to start a conversation. And my pitch is really an invitation for you to join SuperOps.ai and many of your fellow peers on a journey. If you're not compelled, don't worry. I'll be back for future channel pitches. We'll pull the covers back a little bit of a time on what we're doing and expose some more of it. But right now it's a journey towards what I think is an amazing vision. The reason I came aboard this company, our two founders, really thought leaders, Arvid and Jay. You would recognize them if you were around Zoho and Freshworks and other SaaS products in the general space, but they sold off their company to Freshworks and helped participate in getting that company to go public with an IPO. Quite an exciting thing to do. Very few companies get to experience that. But they reached a pinnacle and they had to ask themselves, what's next? Now, through some of their relationships, they discovered this thriving MSP channel that I'm speaking to today, and they noticed that there were some really dated platforms that were patched together with point solutions. And while the point solutions and great presentations today, these are some great examples, they're innovating. They're right there on the bleeding edge, but the platforms themselves, the PSAs and the RMMs, how do I put this? They were uninspiring, a little dated. But why is that an issue? So one of the biggest issues is these platforms were actually built for MSPs up to 20 years ago, back when I had my practice, and they were great, and they're still efficient today. What we have now is a vision of a journey towards a new platform, one that meets the needs of MSPs that are on here today and what the MSP industry will look like tomorrow. We all admit it's obviously changing. An experience that's super easy, okay, with a powerful SaaS-based backing to it. Right now, our founders took their background in CRM, ticketing, quoting, the stuff that Zoho and Freshworks does so efficiently, and they collaborated. The last 2 years, they spent time with about 150 different MSPs just like yourself. They also took the guidance of about 15 industry veterans, let's say Ryan Morris, Dave Sobel, Eric Simpson, Jay McBain, a score of others. Many of those became the initial investors. Got the first round of funding, brought the product to market on January 18th of this year. So what is this journey? It's a journey towards a vision to create the next generation MSP platform that will enable you, and this is what our goal is, enable MSPs to establish and grow businesses faster. Things are moving faster. You've got to move faster. So how do we do that? Let's first take a look at the problem. And again, you're not going to see slides. It's a conversation, and we're going to finish this in the breakout room. But the core platforms right now, the PSA and RMMs, while they do a great job, here's where they're lacking. Most of the current solutions are integrated and not unified. Repeat that. Integrated, good. Unified, better. I call it the power of one. One database, one source for all data for normalization, for extracting reports, for attaching to other applications, integrations with point solution vendors, etc. Just one. The same users all live in one place. Also creates operational efficiency. So you have one user interface, single sign-on, not bouncing around. And should you have a problem, one throat to choke. Should you have a request, one place to give it, not bouncing around through different places. So problem number two we're seeing, I'll call it an issue or a challenge, is that many of these platforms were built on disjointed layers of additions. Now, that's not a bad thing. They were innovating. But they were innovating on legacy code, continuing to build on top of something, on top of something, on top of something. If you're running one of these platforms, you know what I'm saying. I'm not bad-mouthing them, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. They get complicated, they get kludgy. Now, it's not their fault. You're only using about 20% of most of those solutions. If I'm being somewhat accurate here, that means the other 80% is in the way. It's creating complexity that users don't need. The vision was to make it fresh, make it appealing, make it easy, and make it fast. The last thing is those platforms, as I mentioned, were built for the challenges of yesterday, not tomorrow. So what we said was Hello, artificial intelligence. How can we leverage this? From its inception, SuperOps.ai was built on the future of managed services with AI leveraging efficiency. What does that mean? It sounds pretty buzzy, right? It's normalizing the data from the inception, from the design, designing the system to learn, and figuring out how we can help it drive your business faster, whether it's operations or whether it's service delivery, how can it deliver? Give you an example. We're the industry first in intelligence alerting. That is watching the assets, watching the resources, and understanding what's supposed to be normal and what's not normal, and alerting a human that, hey, there's a potential issue. Now, what are you going to do? You can kill the alert, you can change the threshold, or do you want to take a step forward and remediate the problem with a human? Oh, now we're going to learn some more. What do humans do when this normal problem occurs, or I say standard problem occurs, a common thing? Is it a password lockout? Is it a file drive or drive size due to file overage? What is it, and what's the standard remediation? That's all going to lead into AI remediation. You will ultimately have the choice in how you want to remediate. You want humans to be involved in this class of issues such as security breaches, which, by the way, a lot of these security vendors are already leveraging AI for self-remediation, or is it something you want to go ahead and let us take care of? That's the vision of AI. So imagine this. Here's your vision. Imagine if you were able to eliminate 80% of your service tickets and grow your business with less technicians. Sounds pretty good. Sounds almost too good to be true. I'll get it out. So what I want you to do is, like many of our customers and hundreds of MSPs, is get involved in this vision. We have a canny board, which many of you are familiar with. It's a feedback board that we've had around for about a year now. All of our customers are on it, and many of our prospects and even companies are saying, hey, I'm not interested, but I want to learn more. They're on there, and we've got over 1 million contributions for less than a year of time that's been out. So again, my pitch is I invite you to share the vision, maybe if it's interesting to you. Join us on this journey. Help us deliver the next generation MSP platform that gets MSPs up and running and faster. If you want to continue this conversation, you want to see slides, great, whatever you want to do, join us on the Zoom call, ask questions, request a demo. We've got a free 21-day trial. We're not going to ask for a credit card or anything like that. Or again, just join the canny board. Be a part of this community that's now looking at what does this industry need next to be more efficient, more effective, more agile, and keep innovating.